What she think? It's a Brooklyn thing, you know?
Broadcasting from the BRIC Studios in Brooklyn, New York, this is the Lawman Lynch Show. And now, here's Lawman.
Thanks for tuning in to our show. I must admit that I am having an exceptional time doing this. The people I get to speak with are great. Even researching, which I don't really like, is great. And of course, you, my audience, are simply the best. So I am really enjoying this experience. I am ready once again for a great show. Are you ready? Are you ready? So this week, we are talking about music. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a musician. Ask me what genre I'd say I love. I really don't know what to say because I love it all. I love every aspect of music. I guess it's safe to say I'm eclectic, and you all know what eclectic is, right? You know, you like a little bit of everything. So, global music icon Bob Marley. Who doesn't know come on, we all know Bob Marley, right? Global music icon Bob Marley sang, "One good thing about music, when it hits, you feel no pain." Music has proven to be a global language that is understood by everyone. Lyrics may create language barriers, but music itself is a language that crosses borders and boundaries. We know all life matters. Black life matters. White life matters. The animal's life matters, but music also matters. As a matter of fact, many years ago, I think it was VH1 that coined the phrase, music education equals brain power. So my team and I thought that every now and then, we really have to talk about music. Today is one such day. We are privileged to have on our show global reggae sensation Ed Robinson from E2 Records. We also have one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet, musician and producer John Hamilton from Mooms Lab, and the dynamic Chris Thomas, the CEO from Power Mix Records. He's in the house. That's not all. That's not all. Chris Thomas, the CEO, has brought along with him recording artist Jahmika from the Iwood Nation Power Mix camp, who we'll get to talk with in a bit, but you're also in for an additional treat because Jahmika will be performing for us later on live here on this show. Prepare yourselves as we get ready to have an exceptional conversation about music and the music industry. We'll be right back.
I feel inspired. This show is suited for the young, the not so young, and the more mature. Everyone can watch it. On the Lawman Lynch Show, they discuss so many issues that affect us on a daily basis. Tune in and enjoy.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you for joining us for this week. Another great show we have lined up for you. And I have a dynamic group of young men. Well, you know, young is relevant nowadays. Because Ed, for example, is a veteran in the music industry. But you know,
what are you supposed to mean?
You're still young.
Oh, okay.
You're still young. When have anybody ever seen Ed Robinson perform, by the way? No, of course. A couple of you must have seen Ed Robinson perform, but I'm jumping the gun. You know, I'm way ahead of the game right now. But I'm very happy to have you guys here. Ed, John.
Happy to be here, man.
And
Sure.
Chris. Very happy to be. The music industry, it is so complicated sometimes. Some people say it's easy. First of all, everybody wants to be a superstar. Even me. You know, everybody wants to be a superstar. But the music industry is so complicated at times. As a matter of fact, people will dare say that it is a little bit shady. It depends, and we're going to go into a little bit of that as well. But why get involved in this? Why get involved in this industry to begin with? Chris, let me start with you. Why you got involved in the music industry?
Oh gosh, that in itself will first of all you have to develop a love for what you're doing.
Right.
You know, no matter what it is said that if you earn a living doing what you love, you've never worked a day in your life.
Right.
Sure.
Right. I'm proud to say I'm one person as such. You know.
Right.
I have a passion for, you know, from birth. I was, you know, brought up in the industry, being around studios, people, my parents, being in the music industry.
Okay,
and
so
such.
you're basically in that music environment.
yes,
How
it's
was your
my-
parents involved in music?
My father is a member of a rocksteady group that came out of Jamaica, that did, you know, went off to Europe and had a couple of songs out there doing their thing. So basically my dad is from an entertainer, the Chantels, to
Okay.
him being a producer,
Oh,
being a
cool.
part of.
Interesting. You said rocksteady. For our viewers who don't know what rocksteady is, what's that?
Rocksteady would be classified, in my opinion. It was the early part of the transition into grounded reggae, of what it is today. You know,
Right.
like if you follow back to what Bob Marley first did, right, from the ska songs.
When them
coming
just
up.
start smoke weed,
And that's-
it gets
And
slow.
if my,
tempo
if
comes
my
down a
music
bit.
education- if my music education is correct, Rocksteady was coming around about the 61, 62 era, 1961, 1962.
Yes, early 70s,
Right.
very early 70s,
Right.
around that era. So as far as I can remember, is I see my dad doing it was a discipline that I was seeing that I think that I eventually own on my own
Right.
today, where the discipline was just seeing my father and the group, they rehearsing and going back and forth every day. I didn't get it at the time, but now I kind of understand what it's about now.
Okay, John, what brought you to this industry? What
You know, I grew up with a father who was a keyboardist, pianist. I'm from Northern California, and he didn't choose it in his career, but he was always playing piano in the house. He was always playing. I grew up on a lot of Motown music. My mom was a big Motown fan, so, you know, growing up younger, it was a lot of that. And then I think I was 16, and my buddy and I were cruising Craigslist, and we found some turntables that were pretty cheap. We picked them up, and then we started doing bar mitzvahs, sweet 16, quinceañeras parties, like any school dance, anything we could kind of get our hands on. And then when I moved to New York when I was 18, the first year or so, I wasn't sure I was going to make it, you know, my focus, my career. But I started working for this producer, Chino Maurice, and just being in the studio and understanding everything a producer does, I was like, I'm going to do this, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your father plays keys.
Yeah.
Do you play?
I do play some keys, yeah, but I'm more of a DJ by background.
By background.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. I don't know how to ask you this question, Ed.
No.
You know, no, I mean it's basically the same question that I asked Chris and John, but when I first met you, it was like being starstruck. Naturally, I didn't show it, but it was like being starstruck because as a kid, I was hearing your voice on my radio. You know, I was hearing your music on television, and when I first met you, I'm like, am I really sitting in a studio with Ed Robinson? But I'm still going to ask, what? Because you have been out there, you know. What got you involved in the industry?
It's simple. Crime.
Crime.
Yeah, believe it or not. Some people, when I say it, people laugh, you know, because I make it sound like a joke, but coming from where I come from, you know, you had to find a way out. You know, you had to find a way out of what we were doing as kids growing up, you know. Just get a little bit tired of being beat up by police. Just get, you know, as youths growing up in a Spanish town. Because I was really born and raised in Spanish town, yeah.
That's in Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Right.
You know, so you have nobody around you that really, with that influence. Our superstar was drug dealers and criminals, basically. You know, so we look up to them because they were driving the BMWs, and one day you want to drive one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we think that that's the direction to go to get that. You know, there wasn't any other direction. Until one day my brother make a bet at a school concert that I could play drums better than the guy on stage.
Okay.
You know, and I couldn't let my brother down because he was like one of my biggest influence.
Right.
You know, so I just watch him, see what he was doing, and then after I take the drumsticks, and I made 2 drumsticks out of a croton plant.
Okay.
You know, because you know we always walk with a ratchet knife. So I make the drumsticks them and play the drums, and from that day until today I realized what I wanted to do in life.
So you play drums?
Yeah,
You're
I play
percussion-
everything. Basically play everything. I don't, not wind instruments.
Okay.
Anything you can beat or pluck on,
brass.
yeah, no brass.
Okay. I play brass.
I leave the blowing to Mr. Dean Fraser. I don't do the blowing.
Yeah, so very interesting stories you all have, and you all write as well.
Yeah, man.
You write. How do you guys? What inspires you to churn out good music? Because I've heard your stuff, Chris. I've heard your stuff,
wicked,
John.
wicked.
And Ed, like I said, we're not even going to go there on this show. I've heard your stuff.
Thanks.
What's the inspiration? What has been the inspiration for just churning out these
Life
great music?
experiences, people. You know, it's like you run into people, you talk to them for 5 minutes, and you realize there's a story there. You know, you talk to some people, and you just realize that that's a fool. You know, so you write about it. You sit down and you reason with somebody, you go like, whoa, you are smart, but you just never have the financial defense or the moral or the support.
Right.
You know, somebody if say, all right, my youth, you're good at what you do. You know, so here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna put you there. You see, we grew up around people who had money, bunch of loose money.
Right.
But none of them ever take you as a kid and put you in a position and say, stay on that computer or else. Then we give you a gun and say, go deal with that or else.
You think that atmosphere still exists?
Yeah, man, that can't done.
Yin yang.
That cannot stop. You know, unless, you know, you have to do something really drastic, but it cannot stop because as long as there's poverty, there's the guy that's in there or the kid that's in there gonna try and find a way out. And it all depends on your influence. Is that the way out of poverty? Because a lot of times we grew up thinking that's the way out of poverty because we see criminals and politicians. That's the difference.
Right. John, what inspires you?
I think, you know, now with where we are today, with the internet and everything, we live in a global culture. We don't just live in an American culture, an English culture, you know, Chinese culture, whatever it might be. It's everything can be connected so easily. We can go collaborate with somebody 15 hours away by plane or whatever, and it's just the possibilities are so much further than they were even 5 years ago. And along with that, the technology has advanced where some kid with a laptop and a guitar can be on the same playing field. Some guy with, you know, multi-million-dollar studio.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You know, you mentioned a very important word just now. You said collaborate.
Yeah.
You know, and all three of you are based in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Based in Brooklyn, and when we sat down in production meeting and we thought about who do we invite to speak with, you know, I wanted a mix of individuals who are working on different stuff, and not only racial mix, because clearly you're Caucasian, you know. Look at it, right? And you had no idea, right? Clearly you're Caucasian.
News to me.
And I know you're doing great work.
Yeah.
You are doing great work, and even you're doing so much eclectically. You're doing so much with reggae, and you're doing so. And I wanted to somehow, you know, create this space where you do not leave these studios and not somehow make some connection, because collaboration in the industry is very, very important. What inspires you, Chris?
It's life. You know, I had first of all, I'm going to say, weirdly enough, I just never know how to write a song.
Really?
I felt that at one moment. I just never did. I was just that guy that wanted to finance a project, and I called myself a producer.
Wow.
And I felt, as Ed said, truth, riding from what he said, coming from a certain type of background, because where we come from, the guy that is financing is normally the guy that is doing the hustling, because there's not a school that is going to finance it. I'm not going to get a loan for this, and it costs money and so forth.
Even today, that's still the situation.
Sadly,
with
and
the music.
it's good that we're on camera speaking about this, because I'm understanding that in Canada, they have programs where people can actually go and get financial assistance to do their projects in Canada. We don't have that here. As an entrepreneur, I would go out there and I meet with people and trying to get them to invest in projects that I have. And what is always told to me, sadly, is your artist can get up tomorrow morning and lose her voice or lose his voice. It's not tangible, It's not like when we do real estate and, somebody can look at a physical property and say, if this goes bad, tell you what, we can hold on to this, we can put a lien on this. So what happened is that the resources now to get into the music industry normally is from the pockets of the three people up here that we have to find, whether it be our own way of earning our incomes, family or whatever, to finance it.
So this aspect of the creative industries is basically under threat.
Well, it depends. When you ask in terms of inspiration, and I said life, right? I said life because of the fact that when I started out saying that, I didn't think I could write. But when life itself hit me in regards to the reality that I just spoke about, for some reason the words start coming. And it just felt natural. And then it's about trusting oneself. Like what happened, the epiphany that came on me was working on a project, and there was things I was hearing in my head, and I just decided to take a chance. So whatever garbage that was coming in my head, I just laid it down, and then I sent it to Ed Robinson, or John, and they said, that's hot, and I was like, really? And then I realized that the people who have made their mark in the industry, when I was sending the work to them, they said, hey, this is good, and I just start following through and start writing for artists and doing the production, start trusting oneself in the work that we do. And I'm pretty much like John and Ed feel the same, like when we do a production, we have to be selfish in the final product to say, this sounds good, this is what I'm running, I trust myself, this is what we're putting out.
Right, so you wear multiple hats, and I want to talk about that, but let's go for a short break. We'll be right back.
I'm so excited about the Lawman Lynch Show. The topics are not only informative and educational, but I like the entertainment value that it has. Put it this way, the Lawman Lynch Show is total edutainment. I look forward to watching it whenever it is on, and I'm sure once you start watching, you too will be hooked.
Welcome back. We are speaking about music and the music industry, and I have with me here on our show Ed Robinson, John Hamilton, and Chris Thomas, the CEO. We're having a great conversation earlier about some challenges faced in the industry and whatnot. Ed, you operate E2 Records, which by the way has E2 on air radio and all that. You along with your wife, Michelle Archerton. Hopefully I get to speak with her at some time. Did I tell her I love your I love your I love your I love Michelle. I should be speaking with her at some point. You operate what's going on there? What are some of your projects now? Tell us about E2.
E2 is basically the umbrella company for E2 Radio, E2 Recording Studios, the E2 record label, and we getting ready to branch into E2 Tours, but
E2 what?
Tours, like we gonna control the artists them that.
Oh,
that will be
okay, I
touring.
follow you.
But see, at first, like every other career, you approach it with love, you know. Where I love music, I love drums, I love guitar, but at the end of the day, it takes money. Like Mr. Siaga told us a long time ago, it takes cash to care.
Who is Mr. Siaga?
Well, you will figure that out sooner or later. You know, but
Mr. Siaga, by the way, is former Prime Minister of Jamaica from way back in the 80s.
yeah. But the trick is, it takes cash to care
care,
about
true.
doing all of this, you know. So our love for it eventually will manifest itself into cash if you only have the right people around you, because we have no sense when it comes to, you know, as far as being an artist, we really don't have the time to concentrate on
The business
1 plus
aspect of
1
it,
plus
right,
1 equal
right.
or whatever. You do the maths,
Right.
you know. But the truth is, we don't really pay attention to the business part there. The trick is to get somebody who can pay attention to that.
Right.
You know, I, for one, everything for me is fun. Everything for me is a joke. You know, so I don't have no time to take nothing serious.
Right.
You know, so I have to deal with somebody who not only can rely on them, you know, because I don't deal with the trust issues.
Right. Everything for you when you're wearing your hat, the hat of an artist, as an artist.
Exactly.
Right.
Creative music.
Right.
I don't have time for take care of the business. You know,
Right.
Moms does that. You know,
Right.
Michelle does that.
Right.
You know, I don't really worry about trust because I've learned a long time ago since I got signed to MCA Records that if you don't get robbed, if you don't get cheated on, it means you're not making no money.
Really interesting.
You understand me? So if you get into a record company and the first thing you're going to cry is like, Lord Jesus Christ, them robbing me. Dude, that means you're making money. So you can take your business from them and go somewhere else and with your team harness that and make your money.
Right.
So I don't really worry about people. Anytime people start robbing me, just give me this bright bulb idea that pop
Right.
off. Damn, I'm making money then.
I know
You
the label has a number of artists. I've worked with some of them before, but E2 also has E2 on air radio,
Yeah.
and I've been a presenter on
Respect,
on E2 on air radio. How is that going? What are some of your initiatives that you have in the pipeline now?
Well, Michelle can tell you more about that because that's a business side.
Okay, and you're the artist.
You know,
I'm the artist here today.
I don't drive down that
I'm
lane,
the artist here today.
I just provide them with material to play.
To play, right.
And who to play and, you know, what to play and blah, blah, blah. What the kind of things that we're pushing,
Right.
you know, is to straight up hold up and respect and show respect to the genre of music or the style of music
Right.
that inspire us as kids
Right.
to want to get out of that situation, Carl, what you just mentioned earlier, you know, name the ghetto.
The ghetto, right.
You know, because we don't really know it as ghetto. Ghetto has some fancy word. You know, we know it as a slum, run a back to. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, we know it as them lifestyle, you know. So, but to be honest with you, I am glad I had that lifestyle.
Right.
You know, I'm happy I went through that because
it
that
somehow
that is the
molded you, right, that
inspiration for me
right.
want to do what I want to do. Because I grew up and I used to go across the other side of the neighborhood where there was a bunch of rich brethren,
Right.
you know, and who introduced me to some serious material things in life, you know, like
Right.
the Pumas and the Adidas and all them stuff.
Right.
And we see them right now,
Right.
you know, and,
Why the name E2
you know, E2 is my two kids with Michelle, Ed and Ellie.
and Eddie?
Yeah, so-
I knew that. Moon's Lab, like, John, tell us about Moon Lab.
Yeah, Moonlab Studios is it's basically our facility, our production facility. It's based in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Right.
And
Rich place.
the idea is basically to have a space that it's a bunch of small production suites. So, you know, the previous model with recording studios is a much larger room because you were always going to record the full band. We've got one of those larger live rooms, and then there's multiple small production mix rooms for various musicians to work out of.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Are you working with any artists now?
I am. One of the gentlemen's in the building tonight, Najiri Bennett.
Okay.
So I'm working on some tracks with him. I'm also working in pre-production to do a mixtape in Liberia in affiliation with the McDella Cooper Foundation.
Oh.
And then I'm also working on a number of remixes.
Okay, so you're heavily in the business.
Yeah, I'm on the
aspect,
business aspect, but I'm
production.
also like doing a lot of the music as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why the name Moon Lab?
it's you know, it's a global, it's an intergalactic stance we have, you know. Yeah.
He works at nights.
Chris Thomas, the CEO. I'm always impressed with your work. As a matter of fact, the jingle, you know, you heard at the top of the show was produced by Chris. Thank you very much for that. Poor Mix Records and Poor Mix in general, and you know, you also have iWad Nation. And I want you, as a matter of fact, I want you to start off with iWad Nation. You know, explain to us what the acronym is, because it really inspires me. You know, and then tell us a little bit about Poor Mix.
Okay. If I may, could I do that in reverse?
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. You're the guest.
The first inception was Power Mix Records that I had, and Power Mix is what I consider like the mother company for the companies that followed in my organization, right?
I used to work for them.
Right.
Really?
So what happened is the Power Mix came up out of the fact that my dad and friends, friend Roy Francis in Jamaica, they owned the Mixing Lab recording studio.
Okay.
All right. It's a popular, right here, a popular recording studio in Jamaica. And my migration here, I wanted something that is an extension of what my dad was doing. So their company is called Mixing Lab. So I came up and I'm thinking, you know, invoking what is to be in the future, that I want to be someone of power to make changes. It only seemed fitting to come up with Power Mix.
Right.
But it was predominant, the work that has been done, that I've done over the years, working with different artists. You know, we did a lot of projects together with Ed Robinson and many R&B stars and reggae stars. And I'm pretty
Aaron
much
Hall, I remember
we worked with Aaron Hall, you know, worked with Bonnie Whalers, the Beanie Mans, you know, and so forth. Everyone knows me from that era, you know.
Okay.
I used to manage Ninja Man, Merciless.
Oh.
So what happened is that they know me as Power Mix, but there was a transition that I was going through.
Okay.
And the transition is that I fell back from recording these superstars, because the truth of the matter is they were going out there, my name wasn't being called. They are stars in themselves, and I realized something, that if you want to be seen, you have to come out with your own thing. There's not a producer that you can call that is a well-known producer that you cannot identify him with a known artist.
Okay.
So I was there working with superstars that never call my name in an interview. You hear the songs are, you know, I'm doing ghost production, they're number one, nobody's airing me. So I fell back, re-evaluate my situation, and decided now, I woke up one day and I said, all it takes is a dream to start this.
Right.
My studio is located in Bedford, in the Stuyvesant area,
Oh, Bed-Stuy.
where Biggie is from.
People here.
And you know his first song, It Was All a Dream. And I'm thinking,
Okay.
you know, Juicy, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Don't drop.
So, and you think about Martin Luther King speaking about, it was all, you know, I had a dream,
right.
and all of that. So I came up, you know, it was all a dream. It was all a dream. IWAAD, IWAD.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Hence the birth of IWAD
IWAD.
Music or
Okay.
IWAD Nation. No, my rap artists to the camp, it was IWAD Music, but they started a whole family with IWAD Nation. I'm like, okay. So I call over Anne-Marie, legal department, to register Nation. Go ahead and do that.
And that's how.
And that's the,
Who are some of the people you're working with now?
We have a team of rap artists, upcoming rap artists that are on the development stages right now, but I would prefer at this point to singularize and concentrate on our leading artist at this point that has been drawing attention to us in the work that she's been doing.
Iowa Nation as a first lady.
Yes. Yes, sir.
You know what
So,
I'm talking about?
First lady of Iowa Nation
Right.
is my artist, Jahmika.
Jamaica.
Right.
She's here.
Yes,
She's gonna be. She's gonna be.
She basically I was looking for what is considered the perfect artist, and what is the perfect artist to me. And Ed might agree with me, the one that we can actually, that goes in, does the work, trust your judgment,
Okay.
and follow through.
Right.
And this is what she did. It was very impressive when we met, because we did an audition with many other we was looking for female artists,
Right.
and the industry type came in. And they were pretty good, but they had issues, with the kids, the baby daddy, you know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, they didn't want them around me.
You're always dressed, man.
All right.
So you're working with Jamaica.
So I worked with Jahmika.
Jahmika.
That was fitting off, and she delivered, and she had an original sound. I didn't want to go with what was out there.
Okay.
Why look for a Rihanna?
Right.
Why look for a Beyonce? I was, if there's another Rihanna out there now, might as well buy the original thing, right?
That's true.
You know.
All right, I'm looking forward to that performance from
Definitely.
Jamaica. As a matter of fact, let's go for a break. We'll be right back with a performance from Jamaica.
When I think about you, baby, understanding when we fell apart. I know. Thinking about how things got crazy. Now we both sharing broken hearts. I know. Many times I lied to you, baby. You know you saw right through me. I know. I remember I was there for you. Turn around on the street and you silly me didn't have a clue. I was falling apart. Why did I start and you were my glue? You were cold, so charming. I wanted to work, yet I messed up a good thing. I'm like a jerk. Believe in fantasies, never saw what was in front of me. How could I let you get away from me? When I think about you, baby, understanding when we fell apart. I know. Thinking about how things got crazy. Now we both sharing broken hearts. I know. Many times I lied to you, baby. You know you saw right through me. I know. Now that you're gone, I'm crying. Know that deep down I'm dying. Can't keep up with all this lying. Can't keep up with all this lying. I had to go up, too young and insecure. I had to go up, ain't that the truth? Now I have to live with not having you. Now I have to live with not having you. I remember I was there for you. Turn around on the street and you silly me didn't have a clue. I was falling apart. Why did I start and you were my glue? You were cold, so charming. I wanted to work, yet I messed up a good thing. I'm like a jerk. Believe in fantasies, never saw what was in front of me. How could I let you get away from me, baby? When I think about you, baby, understanding when we fell apart. I know. Thinking about how things got crazy. Now we both sharing broken hearts. I know. Many times I lied to you, sharing broken hearts. I know, I know, I know, I know. Many times I lied to you, baby. You know you saw right through me. I know, I know, I know, I know.
Awesome. That was great. Thanks for stopping by. You're a superstar. You know that, right? You know you're a superstar.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
You're a superstar. You heard it right here on the Lawman Lynch Show. Thank you very much for stopping by. Where can I find you? Jahmika Instagram. You're on Instagram.
Jahmika the Star.
Jahmika the Star.
Yes.
Follow her on Instagram.
And
all right.
Twitter.
And Twitter. You know, I follow her. You know, follow me. Thanks a lot. All right.
welcome.
Stay around. Thank you, and welcome back. You know, I had a wonderful time with you guys here today. I really appreciate the fact that you came and sat on our couch. You know,
Thanks for having us.
I have utmost respect for those involved in the creative industry, especially the music industry. And today, that respect has been multiplied 100-fold. Listening to what inspires and drives my guests in such a complicated industry really inspires me. So I really want to take this opportunity to thank Ed Robinson, John Hamilton, Chris the CEO, Thomas, and of course Jahmika for stopping by. You know, that was a wonderful song, by the way. Your voice is fantastic. Your voice is great. Really love having you here. As we love to say here on the show, be the best you. Thank you all for watching. Until next time.
What she think? It's a Brooklyn. What she think? It's a Brooklyn thing, you know.
Boy, you know I'm messing with her. Boy, you know I'm messing with her. I'm messing with her. Boy, you know I'm messing with her. You know I'm messing with her. Boy, you know I'm messing with her. I'm messing with her. Boy, you know I'm messing with her. Boy, you know I'm messing with her. This feels so right and it feels so good. He's the man, although he's from the hood. I'm glad to be right here with you. He's got my back and his screw is tight. It'd be a mistake if you start a fight. I'll be there for you when you need. Cause I'm messing with her. You know I'm messing with her. You know I'm messing with her. I'm messing with her. You know I'm messing with her.